guys, how you doing? This is Mango Section. I'm here today to bring a review for My Hero Academia episode 77. And I don't think this review would take me too long because there wasn't too much going on. Sorry. We can break this down to some fundamentals. So basically, a damage report. We spend the majority of the chapter in the damage report just finding out how many casualties they were, and among the people who did get injured in the midst of all this madness that went on, we found out no one's sustained any damage that won't heal over a period of time, except for Sir Night Eye. I'm gonna talk about that a little bit more later on. So anyway, on the other side of things, we have Shiggy, my boy. We have him accompanied by Dabby and what's the other guy's name? But anyway, you know who I'm talking about if you've watched the episode. So and Spinner. Spinner was there as well. So I forgot. Spinner was the chauffeur. He was there as well. I forgot. Sorry. Apologies, Spinner. He was there as well. So they got topped off, tipped off, top, tipped. Anyway, they got a call from Toga, who has told them, like, yo, if you want these bullets that are stealing quirks, move now, you know where you need to be. So that's what happens there. So basically, we see Shiggy steal the bullets from Overhaul, who had them on his being. And Shiggy also does Overhaul dirty by saying, yo, for a guy who's like, trying to get in the business of taking other people's quirks for them, don't really think you should deserve your quirk. And he just and and took his arm. So rather than kill him, rather than Shiggy killing Overhaul, which I think Overhaul, if he didn't want that, he was definitely expecting it. He left him without a quirk, so he's still alive. So in Shiggy's mind, he's thinking, so when I do, when in Shiggy's mind, he's thinking, so when I do my madness, you can be alive, you gonna hear about it, rather than kill you off and let you live in peace, kind of vibe. So Shiggy done Overhaul dirty, and that's what we get there. So moving on to the best and the saddest bit of the episode. This is where we find out, who sustained what injury, and obviously find out they will recover. We also find out that Eri-chan is being kept in quarantine because her quirk is dangerous, and but more so because she don't know how to control it. We can't have her running around willy nilly. But this is where we find out that out of everybody who participated in this event, sustained injuries, there is going to be one who dies, and that just happens to be Sir Night. So for his final moments, or Might has got over his, like, not beef with him, but his problem with him. He's come to see him one last time. You have a recovery girl who came down as well to help with the recoveries, but we find out there's nothing that recovery girl can even do. So basically, we just find out that he's dying. He's dying, and then we have that tear-filled moment from Miyu, who comes. He's like, "No, I can't believe it. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be as great as I am." And there's and that moment was a bit fast-paced, but besides that moment with him, Miyu, and Sonai, and the soundtrack on the background almost brought me to tears. Not going to lie, it was a bit too fast-paced. That's the only thing, but it almost did bring me to tears. But there is a moment during this scene where we have Sonai using the foresight, purple eye, and he looks at Miri and he says something on the lines of, "Don't worry, you'll still be a great hero. Now, you'll be fine. You'll still be a great hero." I think it was that. I think it was that. Something along them lines, anyway. But what does this mean exactly? For me personally, I want it to mean that at some point he will get his quirk back. Please give him his quirk back. But it doesn't have to mean that, so to say, it doesn't have to mean that, especially when we see people, I should say heroes, who use gadgets to do the hero work. A good example of this is we know Bakugo, he's got his quirk, but he has his like this grenade glove. I'm gonna call it grenade glove. To help him use his quirk better. So we know there's gadgets out there who can essentially, which we know there's gadgets out there which can essentially give people quirks. But so it is possible that Mourinho still got his skills, he's still got his fighting ability, and but he might have to use gadgets to compensate not having a quirk anymore. I'm not saying there's going to be a gadget that will give him similar ability as his quirk, but he might have to use gadgets to compensate his quirk, and that's how he becomes the great hero that uh, Sir Night Eye was foreseeing within this episode. But I want him to get his quirk back. That's the way it should work. But anyway, other than that, there's nothing more I got to say about this episode. We are done with the overhaul arc. Now at this point, we will transition into a new arc. And now I'm gonna ask this question for you guys because I want to know your opinion on it. For me, up until this point, every arc of My Hero Academia has been better than the other. And I felt like personally, because I still read the manga, that since the provisional license exam, we've been on the point of stagnation. Um, I wouldn't say that this arc was better than the last one. I say we're at a point of stagnation, but I would like to know what your guys' opinion on that was. Do you think this arc was better than the last, or are we in stagnation, or do you think there's like a bit we're going into decline? I'd like to know that from you guys. But like always, guys, I'm asking for your thoughts and opinions. If you haven't already, please go to my YouTube channel. But most importantly, take care. Have a nice day.